How's it going, guys? It's your boy Cloak Unknown with another banger video on the way, coming right now on your screen, watching on TV, on your PC, on your YouTube, on your phone, on your Xbox or PlayStation, wherever it is. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Now, today we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about football, all right? We're going to have a daily conversation. Once a day, we're going to talk about something new. This is going to be our little thing. Hopefully I get some support. That'd be cool. Or not, that's fine as well. Let's talk about my team, the Washington Poop Manders. I don't like that team. I hate my team. I mean, they suck. I love McLaurin and I love Brian Robinson. I've always been an advocate of those two, and I've been right. They're tough. They've always been tough. I mean, McLaurin, he just never got the ball this season, it seems like. Robinson, though, he got the ball a lot more. But no run game, man. I mean, he be getting his receptions, but like he don't be getting his runs. He doesn't get enough of the ball, and there's not enough creative plays for him to get the ball. So, I find it really stupid that he can't get those opportunities. McLaurin, though, I think he did have a slump year. I can't lie. I'm not gonna act like he had a great year this year. He did have a bit of a slump for like about a month, but then man's just randomly reached his career high in receiving yards, and that was within a half, with Jacoby Brissett as his quarterback. In a half, mind you. Like, when you think about that, like, that really, like, breaks your heart, I mean, it's just, like, so much work is put in with McLaurin. Like, I know he'd be the hardest working player on that team, and this is the payment he gets. Like, I'm so sick and tired of the McLaurin slander, bro. Like, this man has to act like people have to act like he got cooked by people like Trayvon Diggs because of some trash throw, and then they're like, oh, look at him, he got mossed, he did not get mossed. Like, it was a terrible throw. He couldn't. What was he supposed to do? What do you want him to do? Like that's been his whole career. What do you want him to do? But I will say McLaurin, he is a bit slower this season. I think he got a lot slower. I think it's because of the turf toe injury that he got from the beginning of the year. And I just don't think it was ever like properly, taken care of. But these are all just assumptions. I'm not gonna act like I know what's going on and everything, and I can tell. Maybe he just slowed down to be slowed down. But what I could tell is that he did slow down. That's something you can't really escape from. He's no longer a top 10 receiver, as much as I hate to say it, because 20 other receivers already hit 1,000 yards, but I would need him to hit 1,000. I have to let him. He has to. But anyways, let's stop talking about my team. We got a future. Let's just we'll talk about the future later on as time goes on with this channel. But who we talk about? Ravens. Now that is a good team, and that's my backup team because it's the second closest to me. So I've always loved Lamar since his Louisville days. I always felt like during his Louisville days, everybody was like clowning on him and stuff. But bro, he just had a terrible defense. There's no reason that teams should be beating you 63-56. Come on. He had no chance offensively with that defense that he had in college. And bro, he was the last pick. Nobody picked him except the Ravens. That's crazy. Breaks your heart though when you really think about it. Washington, man. I mean, the thing is, even if Lamar joined our team, how different would his career have been? Would it have been way worse? That's the thing. People always talk about how they would want what's his name? Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Not Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Right? During that draft, and we picked up Chase Young instead. Do you really think that picking up Justin Herbert would have made a difference? We would have just been the second coming of the Chargers, except it's just a younger team. But I can't lie, though. I think Justin Herbert, if he was on our team, we honestly could be a playoff. We could have been a playoff team. At least last year we could have been a playoff team because he would have carried us. He would have carried that offense, but man, it really sucks. It really sucks that your team just has to keep going through rebuild after rebuild after rebuild. But you know, this year I'm feeling good about Washington. I'm feeling good about them. For the Super Bowl though, who would I have winning? Me personally, I'd say that the Ravens. I want the Ravens and the Buccaneers, believe it or not, to make it. I don't even know if the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers even in playoff position? What do the Bucks need to do? 56. Okay, so they have a chance. They have a good chance to be in the playoffs. They have a chance, not a good chance, but like it's very iffy. Let me see. I don't know what any of these were. Oh wait, what? What am I reading? Why is everybody 56%? Pick winners. Okay, never mind. Forget it. But oh, they gotta win. Okay, they gotta just win the game. All right. That makes sense. Okay. But against the Panthers, though, like, come on. If you lose to the Panthers, you know how shameless that is to lose to the Panthers? Because, like, wow, they have to fire that head coach if they lose to the Panthers. Like, this is honestly, people really sleep on losing to bad teams. If you lose to bad teams, that's very detrimental to your franchise. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Like, it's so much worse than you think it is. Like it really, like that. I felt like that Bears game was the turning point of just Washington's whole franchise. Like that's when I realized, like, yeah, Ron Rivera's got to go. I mean, the Eagles game though, that was pretty bad too, cause I mean, I understand going for the safer route, but that's been the problem with Ron Rivera, is that he's always going for the safer route. He only takes risks when it's like, a guaranteed shot. Like, he never wants to be bold. He doesn't like to be bold. And, certain coaches are like that. But when you're playing against the team like the Eagles, when you have a defense like Washington, at that point, you probably should realize maybe you should go for it. Especially with the momentum that Washington had to be able to come all the way back and score a game-tying touchdown with 0 seconds left to go. Literally, like, I mean, he used the excuse that, like, they were tired and all this stuff, but, like, bro, come on. They played 4 quarters. Of course they're going to be tired. All of them are going to be tired. What, are we going to use that excuse every fourth quarter? That's so dumb. These are professionals talking about tired. Are you kidding me? But at the same time, if they just if they called that a complete catch, which honestly very debatable, but I honestly, if that dude's arm just didn't block McLaurin's foot, bro, how different things would have been right now. Honestly, things could have been different right now if McLaurin caught that pass. I mean, at least the mood would have been different. Cause like if you could beat, at the time, like, Super Bowl contenders, I mean, Eagles are definitely not Super Bowl contenders, but they were definitely Super Bowl contenders, like, early in the season. But they kind of, like, reminded you of the Vikings when they were winning those games. Like, they were 9-1, but it was not a good 9-1 at all. Like, it kind of reminded you of, like, those, the 2020 Steelers, but everybody references the 2020 Steelers as, like, a good team that just crumbled mid-season. And, by Washington, we ended their streak. So that was a pretty great moment for Washington. I think that's been, like, probably our best moments, was breaking team streaks. I mean, we broke the Steelers streak and we broke the Eagles streak. But now we're just we're making streaks of, like, the opposite, like, the opposite reasons now. Like, teams are getting records on us. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, it makes me so mad, man. I mean, it's just why? Why? Like, we're so bad. I've been a fan since Rex Grossman, bro. Rex Grossman. I've been watching this team since Rex Grossman, Donovan McNabb, okay? I was going through the whole RG3, whole saga of the trash Snyder. I don't like that guy. You know, he's a billionaire. We paid him $6 billion as punishment for freaking selling the team, bro. Like, it makes me so mad. Like, this has really been the team that I've been watching. You know, older fans, you know, they can be angry all they want, talking about, oh, you guys don't know. Shut up. I don't want to hear it from you, all right? I'm already suffering enough. Why you gotta let me know? You know? Dang. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, Josh, old guy Josh, I forget his name. Josh, I'm sorry, I gotta Google his name. Give me a second. Ken Carson. Oh, man, it's some bogus name. Hold on. What was his name? Commanders owner. Also, don't like the name either. But what can you do? Josh Harris. Forgot his name. Josh Harris. Yeah. This is his first full rebuild, and for the first time in 20 plus years, we're gonna actually see a team for real. Like, this is gonna actually, we're gonna have a chance to actually have a team built around us, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy this off season, bro. You gotta appreciate this off season, cause they're like, now we don't have to deal with Dan Snyder anymore. No more drama, no more beefs, no more off the field issues that we have to deal with now. We can just focus on being the best team possible, and that's what I like to hear. And it doesn't have to be from somebody as meddling as Dan Snyder. You know, Josh Harris. I mean, he could just hire people. All he gotta do is just hire some people. You know, I mean, that's all he really gotta do. Team president. I mean, he's probably still gonna be there because he's like, you know, we're still working on that new football stadium deal, which I don't know where it's going to be at. If it was in Virginia, though, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to feel about it. I mean, it'd be nice, but, like, the traffic is going to be so nasty. It's going to be forever nasty. But I would say, like, oh, man, I just wish Washington was a better team, bro. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, man. I mean, this season, bro, there has not been any team that I could really trust to being the best team in the league. Except the Ravens now. Even the Ravens, I had my doubts. Because they did get a lot of injuries. They did have a lot of injuries. So I'm not, you know, I was still not 100% on them. But I think I'm pretty chill on them. But the thing is, that's up until playoffs. Until playoffs happen, it's no man's land at that point. We really do not know who could be in it. I think this is it's going to be the most unpredictable playoffs we're going to see in a while, because, you know, I think we were really spoiled with the talent that we've been given since, you know, the 2000s. I mean, we've been given like 6 top 10 quarterbacks in the league. I mean, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. Who else? I gotta think. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger. You know, Brett Favre, I guess. Dang, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, but quarterbacks are not popping up in my head right now. I'm sorry, but like, what I'm trying to say is, like, there was a lot more QB talent. Like, there was a lot more. I would say, like, there was a lot more quarterbacks that teams trusted to have on their team that they kept for a long, long time. Tony Romo, you know, but Washington, they never had one. The Bears, though, wow. I never really realized how bad the Bears' history of QBs are. Like, you gotta think about it. Their most historically greatest quarterback of all time is Jay Cutler. Can you believe Jay Cutler? Like, I'm not trying to say Jay Cutler's bad, but as your all-time quarterback is crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, he was decent in his prime. Like, he was all right in his prime. Like, No. He was good. He was good at his prime, but still, it wasn't. The prime didn't even last long, and he's not that good to be, a a top tier Bears quarterback. But hey, I do like Justin Fields though. He's gonna be on my agenda next season because he looked good, and I think this team could really be good. I think we're gonna see a second coming of the Lions. No, well, no. Okay. Hear me out on what I meant by that. I didn't mean like the same success, but I think we're gonna see a turning point. Despite with all the shortcomings that the Bears have had, I think we're gonna see a turning point. Once they pick up Marvin Harrison in the draft, if they pick him up, I think that team could really be like really good. The defense is already set. Like it's all good on defense. Offense, they just need, Fields to be top tier. I think now we're gonna see like a more confident, more athletic. We're gonna see a prime Justin Fields. I think we're gonna see him maybe in the top 10 next season. Personally, I really hope that he can keep up the way he's been playing the past few weeks. And it's really amazing to see how the Bears have really recovered from how they started out in the beginning of the year. They started out what, like 0-5? Like it was looking really bad. Like their offensive coordinator got fired for something personal, FBI raids. That happened in 1 week. And then there was like so much drama going on with what was it? Justin Fields again with the in the press conference talking about how he was kind of blaming the coaches and stuff like that, which he wasn't really totally wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the freaking Bears. So, excuse me, but yeah, I mean, I really like Fields, bro. I really do. There's a bad stigma among black quarterbacks, but hey, I really do. I believe in Lamar. I believe in Fields. And I believe in Anthony Richardson. Yeah, I love Anthony Richardson, bro. Anthony Richardson, he just got to stay healthy. He really needs to stay healthy. He has some work to do, but hey, he'll get it together. But this Colts team could really be good in the long run. I think we just have to wait. We have to wait, but I think they'll start making runs in the near future. I just not right now. Maybe 3 years we'll start seeing them in the playoffs more and more, become more stronger opponents in the years to come. Cowboys, the Cowboys always been good. That's something I have to admit. Okay, the Cowboys are a good team, but playoffs. Bro, they're just gonna disappoint. I'm sorry. They're gonna disappoint. I don't really see them winning. I can't. I couldn't fathom the idea that the Cowboys won, bro. I just don't think the league could really accept that. I don't think anybody in the league could really accept that. But, I mean, hey, I have no issues with Dak Prescott or that team. Just, I don't really rock with Jerry Jones, and I don't really have beef with the Cowboys. I'm not gonna lie to you. And low key, they could be our friends if they whoop us tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but Sunday. I mean, I know I'm not the one that I should be advocating for my team to lose and stuff like that, but bro, we need this draft pick, and these guys are not gonna be here by next year. I'm hoping that it'll be a hard fought. Everybody performs well. It was a hard fought game, but we lose in the end. That's what I'm hoping on, is that everybody is goes out with dignity. That's what I'm hoping on, healthy and with dignity. That's what I'm hoping on. If fans feel that's the wrong way to look at things, I don't really care, because it's been 20 years, bro, since we've had any type of success. You really think I care about standards at this point? No. What? Come on, bro. I don't. This Dan Snyder stenched season has got to go. I'm done with this year. I'm finished. I don't care. I don't care for it at all. So, let's just hope later on in the off season things will be different in Washington. I hope. I mean, I think Ron Rivera most likely will be gone. Eric Bieniemy, he's going to be most likely gone. Jack Del Rio, he's already gone, so we're gonna need to hire a new defensive coordinator. We need a new offensive coordinator. We need a obviously a new head coach. I think maybe Ben Johnson, and if possible, maybe Jim Harbaugh. I mean, look, man, the struggle that Washington's had in its history is a culture, okay? And we need a coach that can rally a team together, and a young coach. We need a younger coach. We can't. We gotta bring the youth in. We need bright new ideas, okay? If it's gonna be an old coach, it's got to be Jim Harbaugh. That's like the only old coach I'll accept because at least he has that energy. Like, look, I support, I appreciate Ron Rivera as a person. I thank him for doing the best he could, but he didn't really do a good job with the culture. I mean, it was all right with the culture, but at the same time, like, we weren't winning games, and we lost in like such horrific fashion last season, and this season was way worse. Like, now nobody cares. Like, I think they loved Ron Rivera, but I don't think they rallied around him, you know? Like they really liked him, but like I think he was just kind of like a pushover to the players. Like they didn't really take it as serious. I mean, that's why all those rumors were circulating when Ron Rivera said like the players came up to him and talking about how EB was like too hard on them. And you saw the success with EB when he was with the Chiefs. So, you know, I mean, it just shows you like Ron Rivera, he kind of just babied them. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it feels like he babied these players. I mean, I remember that one time when like we beat the Falcons and the coach was talking about oh yeah, let's have a practice off. Yeah, and then we didn't win a game after that. We didn't win a single game after that, bro. That's crazy. I think it was the Falcons game after that, right? That was the last game we ever won. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. But I remember seeing that video, bro. I was so mad. That's part of the reason as to why these players get babied so much. It feels like they're getting babied. You know, that's why a lot of these players, they're undisciplined. They don't even want to play no more. The team has given up so long ago. It feels like they've stopped trying, and it feels like everybody's just bad now. Like they don't want to try anymore. And like it hurts to see, especially when you see other teams. Like even when other teams are struggling, fans are out there to support them. The fans don't even want to bother to come. What's the point? There's no, if you guys are getting paid millions of dollars to not even like prove to your fans that you want to win, that you want to do this, then why are we supporting you? Why are we going out to your games? Why are people going out and going to a hotel, paying for hotels, you know, coming out to support you, wearing your jersey, and you throw up a stinker, all of you? Like, what is that? Come on. So, the receiving core, I mean, when it comes to receiving core, it's been very depressing. It's been nothing short of depressing because, I mean, the receiving core had so much potential coming into this year. A lot of positions in this team had a lot of potential, and we just failed to follow through with it. I mean, Jahan Dotson, he's still young, but he's not making his catches. And that's a huge problem. That was a huge issue this season. McLaurin, he was pretty good overall. I would say he was consistent, but it's been a real big issue with him getting the ball to him. No one is getting the ball to him. I mean, I think it's a mixture of issues with Sam Howell not throwing him the ball, with EB not giving him enough creative play calls, and McLaurin is just not fast enough to try and break out of the corners. You know, try to escape their the tight coverage, but. I mean, it also sucks to see because a lot of the times when they throw it to McLaurin, There is so much success, especially when we saw last week. All I saw from offensive inputs was Howell, McLaurin, and Brian Robinson. And all of that equated to a touchdown. Our only touchdown last week. And then after that, we didn't even. All we gotten was a field goal. That's it. I don't really I can't explain why this team runs like this when you literally have weapons and you can't even use them to the max. I just don't get it. How does McLaurin not get the ball this much, bro? I just don't understand. How does your one drive look that good? How does that one drive look that good, that creative? Because you gave it to McLaurin. Because you gave it to Brian Robinson. You actually used them correctly. You used them the way you should have. And yet you don't even want to use them the rest of the game. And it makes no sense to me. It feels like they don't want to win. That's why would I want to watch something like that? That like a team that has all that talent, like they have talent on their team, especially last season. They actually had talent. If we had a real quarterback, and I'm no disrespect to Heineke, but look, let's be serious, bro. He wasn't even a top 30 QB last season. He was a backup. He's always been like a certified backup. Like he's a real backup. Okay? Good player, great spirit, but like that shouldn't be the first thing I say about a quarterback, is that he had a fiery spirit, which is what I always say about Heineke. So, this year, how I mean, I have a lot of things I could say about how, but we'll get to that later on. But what was I talking about? Screw it. Let's just talk about how I kind of forgot my point. But my point, like, when I talk about how, it is weird. It's a weird. We're at a weird position with Howell right now, I'd say. I mean, watching him play, at first it was really exciting to watch. It was so nice to watch. It's just some actual decent QB play. Somebody who's actually moving the ball down. And the thing was, those play callings were not the reason as to why. I mean, I think EB is good, but as an assistant coach. Like, he's good as an assistant coach. But he's been giving full control of the offense now, which means now he's in full control of the who gets the ball, what play call they do, where they go, what to do, who's going to start, all this stuff. He's full control of that. Rivera had no say, allegedly, according to him. That's what he said. But I haven't really been impressed with EB. I mean, I'd say like the only improvement that we've really had with EB was the red zone success, because that was a real issue with Scott Turner during his tenure. We would somehow drive down, but we could never get the score. We never get a touchdown. We never finish the drive. That's the problem. We always like crumble in the end. And it was like so ridiculous, because like, how is that your most difficult job? It's to just move a few extra yards. But hey, look, I'm not a head coach. I'm not a coordinator. I don't think I will be. But I don't know. It was just tough to see, because like you had so many chances and you keep fumbling them. So what I would say is I think EB most likely he's gonna leave. I really don't think he really enjoyed playing here, especially with, how the season turned out. I mean, it was really embarrassing. But if he did get a head coaching job, I would honestly be surprised. I mean, it would be kind of like, I don't know. I wouldn't really know what to think of it. I mean, he hasn't really proven that he's a good enough play caller. But, I mean, hey, he does move players. That's an important thing, is that he does move players. He motivates players. I can tell he motivates players. I think he cares. He really cares about the players. So that's one thing he could do. And there's coaches who have those roles of just being motivators, Nick Sirianni, Mike McDaniels, like, they're huge motivators. I mean, I know we can talk trash about Sirianni, but he does seem very engaged. And that's something that, Rivera doesn't really tend to do a lot. Like, it doesn't happen often. But when it does, it's pretty exciting, But we don't get it enough. So it's like, What's the point? So yeah, hopefully, I mean, EB he can find go somewhere else and maybe he'll get something going. But man, if he was on the Falcons, bro, honestly, he could really make it work. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, first of all, you got Kyle Pitts, who had another underwhelming season. I don't know if it's because he's just trash now or Arthur Smith is just not using him. But Bijan Robinson, he could do a lot with Bijan Robinson, bro. I mean, he's a former running back himself. I mean, there's just no way like he could mess that up. Also, they gotta get a new quarterback. There's no way you could survive with Ritter and Heineke as your quarterbacks. I mean, Heineke, you can keep him as a backup, but Ritter, he's gotta go. Like, there's no way. I wouldn't say he gotta go, but he's just not good. He's never been good to me, and he's never impressed me. Same with Zach Wilson. Brock Purdy, he's not bad. He is not bad. I mean, look, he definitely exceeded expectations of a seventh round pick, like far beyond expectations. Like he might just be already the greatest. What do you call it? The greatest Mr. Irrelevant of all time already. Between him and like some kicker, I don't remember the kicker's name, but I mean he's been really impressive. He has really made some really good throws. He made some really good throws. But the thing is, like, his team being around him kind of hurts his credibility. I mean, as much as, you know, people hate on him and stuff like that, but he's got to win a Super Bowl, bro, with this squad, with the expectations he's been given. Like, he has to win it, or at least make it, because they haven't made one since Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo is, you know. Trey Lance, man. Oh, it sucks. We didn't even get to see Trey Lance this season, bro. He's been so sad. It's such a sad, like, career to see. Like, he hasn't even played 5 games yet. Like, we're near his 4th year already. Right? Like, I'm pretty sure he's still young, though, right? Trey Lance. Yeah, 23. He's still pretty young. But it's like, I mean, how long is it going to take? Because it doesn't seem like they're going to get rid of Dak anytime soon. So, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I think he could be a backup next season. He could do that. But at the same time, bro, you pick this guy up as your 2nd pick in the draft. 2nd. 3rd, sorry. 3rd pick in the draft. 3rd. He was the 3rd pick. Like, 3rd pick in the draft, and he's not even a backup, bro. I mean, look, but it's not all on him. It's a lot of it is just on injuries. Like, it's just been horrible luck. It's been horrible luck. It's been horrible luck for him. So, I mean, I just want to see him. I want him to prove himself. I'm so tired of people not letting him prove himself. But the only place he can really prove himself is preseason. That's next year. So, you know, I mean, he can prove himself in training camp, and, like, man, he's on the Cowboys, bro. But, like, bro, imagine. Yo, imagine if Trey Lance led the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. I think that would be the funniest thing ever. That would be the funniest thing ever, bro. Like, that'd be so random. Like, I would love. I just love watching, like, the most random people win the Super Bowl. Like, it's just hilarious. But I do think Joe Flacco, he has a chance. He definitely has a chance. He can throw the ball. That man has way more experience than everybody else, bro. I really do think he could do it. At least more likely. I mean, I feel like he could have more playoff success than any other QB in the league. Hopefully we see CJ Stroud in the playoffs. I want to see CJ Stroud in the playoffs so bad. The Texans-Ravens playoff game, that would be crazy. That would be so crazy. Would Patrick Mahomes win a Super Bowl? I don't think so. His receivers are selling him way too much. But we can't give Mahomes excuses, okay? Because we've been through... I mean, no. he gets excuses. I mean, his receivers are so bad. I mean, there's really nothing you can really debate about on that. They're not good. Um, I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. Trying like, couldn't they just pick up anybody? They couldn't pick up anyone. Like, come on, you're the Chiefs. You're telling me no one wanted to come play with Mahomes? That's crazy. But next season, they'll probably try and like. I was thinking like McLaurin could be a good like pickup for them, cause like he would really need somebody that would give him really good routes to help win them games. Um, hmm, no, but that's kind of crazy though. Like you realize like two mistakes, like two three mistakes, like from the receivers alone were basically their losses. I mean, half their losses were because of the receivers. Like that's crazy to me. Um, was it? No, no, no. They have five losses. Three. If they had three losses, it would be a big difference, though. But yeah. I mean, Mahomes like he's still a good quarterback, though. He's always been a good quarterback. It just we're not seeing that flashiness with him anymore. We're not seeing much of flashiness compared to what we saw the past, few seasons. We're not there. I don't think the Chiefs are really having fun. You know what I mean? Like they're still a good team. Like they have a great defense. Um, bro, come on, please. There's no way. Andy Reid, Andy Reid, Andy Reid. I don't know how I keep forgetting these names, bro. I'm so sorry, but Andy Reid, he's still a pretty good coach. I remember I saw somebody on the internet talking about he's the most overrated coach of all time. Okay, you take Ron Rivera, please. Go ahead. We can trade. Well, why don't we do that? You want to take him? You want to take him? That he's your man's now. He's your man's now. You want him? Go ahead. I don't care. Go have him. God, they're talking about some. Oh, he's overrated. He not getting us wins. You already got two Super Bowls. What are you even angry for? Like, wait, you getting mad because of one like rusty season, and which you're still 9-5 in that season? No, not even 9-5. What are they now? 10-6. You're still first in the West, clinched 10-6. Not great, but it's not bad either. Like, come on, man. Y'all are still in the playoffs. At least you're still fighting for the playoffs. What about other teams? They're still thinking about, oh, can we at least get a good draft pick this time? This is what we're asking for. This is the position that we're in right now. And I hate it. But it's okay, because draft position wise, who do I think could win it? I wonder who Washington would pick up. I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna lie. I hated on Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I was sounding like one of them racist pundits, okay? Low key. Like, I was sounding like, because I was saying, like, maybe he had the ego issue and he had attitude. But at the same time, I still feel like he does have some ego issues. I really do feel like that could be a problem. It could be. And that's really something I don't want in Washington. We've been through it enough. But he is from this area, and he's shown support to Washington football. It sounds like he's a fan as well. So if we do pick him up, I just hope that we have a plan set for him. Like we have something like created to help him succeed with this team, especially with this history that we have. I mean, he could easily be the best quarterback Washington's had since RG3, you know? Like, but, his size is a bit of an issue. Ball security is a bit of an issue. And, the way he escapes the pocket is what's scaring me, too. Because you got to understand, college and NFL D linemen are two completely different groups. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect D1 linemen. Like, they're still tough. But these are grown men that are chasing after him. And the way he moves, it doesn't seem sustainable to me. I don't want him to be doing too much. And we need to create a O-line around him to help him get to where he should be. There's two O linemen in the draft that we could get. I mean, I would really be interested in maybe we could draft Caleb Williams and then we could trade for another pick to get a O lineman. Maybe Joe Suey. What was his name? The one for Penn State. Um, Joe Alt or Olumuyawa Fashanu. Olumuyawa Olumuyawa Shawu Fashanu. Okay. Yeah, though one of those two guys, I would love to pick them up, bro, because we need O linemen. I mean, the only guy that I can accept in our O line right now is Sam Cosmi. That's it. That's all we got. That Sam Cosmi. That's the only guy that I rock with. Like it can actually block. He can block. Like he's cool. He can stay. Most definitely, he can stay. Andrew Wiley, you gotta go. I don't know where, but you gotta go. I don't know where, but you gotta go. There's no other words I can really say about you. Either that or move him to right tackle. Why is he playing right? Yeah, why is he playing right tackle? Put him at right guard. I don't want to see him move any more further, bro. He's not deserving of that position anymore. He's so bad. He's terrible. I don't like him there. I mean, at the minimum, please just put him at right guard, okay? No more right tackle. He's lost those privileges forever. A new center, we probably need a new center. He's not good either. I don't want to see Nick Gates on the field anymore. Like, I'm sick of him. I don't want to see him. Charles Leno, I appreciate you. You know, you've been here a few years. You've been pretty good at some points. But I think it's better if he left. You know, he's older and he hasn't really been the same player we've been hoping on. So, you know, hopefully we get better positions on that. Running back position, I think that's the only offensive position we're good at. Like, no, not even offensive. Like, that's probably just the only position in general that, like, we're good on. That and punter. Punter, good. Long snapper is gone. Cheeseman, probably, like, the worst player of any position ever. And we traded for this guy. We got him in a trade. We picked up a long snapper for a trade that didn't even last 2 seasons, bro. Like, that's crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy to me. How is that even possible? Just tell me how. Like, come on, man. Like, what is that? Have I really been talking for 40 minutes? Dang. But, listen, man. I'm telling you, like, Washington, we got a lot of I'm gonna stand up. You see the I'm about to get in a fiery rant about this Washington team, man. All right, look. What we're gonna do, new D-line. We're gonna get a new D-line. KJ Henry, we're gonna move that guy to linebacker. He can sit with Jamin Davis. I think Jamin Davis will re-sign. You know, he hasn't really been proving that he is a good, worthy first rounder, but maybe we could pick him up for a little small contract, you know, not too crazy. I don't really think anybody's looking to pick the dude up, right? So get him on the team. Keep him, KJ Henry, develop him. You know, Emmanuel Forbes, get him the bulk up. Get him, who's our strength and conditioning? Get him to bulk up. Get him to be bigger. I don't care anymore about, skinny, that's not an issue. Yes, it is. It's a big issue. It's always been an issue. This man gets bodied every time I watch him play. I mean, I remember he reposted on his story today. Hold on. I'll show you the story. It made me so mad, bro. Because it's like, you didn't even make that tackle. Like, you weren't even the reason you made that hit. This hit right here, I don't know if you can see it. Dang. Okay, but you see him like he's on top, yeah, and it looks convincing. It looks like he hit him. He didn't even. He barely hit him, bro. It was the dude on the bottom that made him fling, and he got hurt. It was George Kittle. George Kittle got injured from that play, but he wasn't even the reason because of it. Like he was just there. Like I mean, he hit him, but it didn't really cause much damage. Like, bro, he got no strength whatsoever. Get him some muscle, bro. I need him to get some muscle. If he can get some muscle, I really do think he could be tough in this league. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he's really shown some strong flashes of potential. I mean, he has been bad this season, especially against superstars. But you gotta understand, he was on Washington's coaching staff, okay? They were not setting up any of these players for success. It's a guaranteed fact. I mean, Sam Howell, he's been cooked by the O-line. He's been cooked by the play calls because none of the players are getting open receivers. All he has is Brian Robinson and scrambling sometimes, which now that's gone now. I mean, Howell has been atrocious now the past month since the Seahawks game. That was really like the last game that Howell has really like showed out and like really balled out. But I don't know what happened to him, man. I think he's really lost his confidence, you know. I mean, since the Giants game, we've been pretty much been defeated this whole season. So, you know, hopefully in the future, I think Howell is going to most likely be a backup. But I feel so bad for him because he was put in such terrible positions. He was being put in places that he should not have been. And this season, it really proved that like this coaching staff was absolutely dysfunctional. You know, I mean, Ron Rivera wasn't doing much, and EB had full control. So, you know, you didn't really expect much from this offense. That's what I gotta say, man. It's terrible. It's a travesty. It's a travesty. So defense, we could re-sign Cam Curl. Maybe even put him on the franchise tag. He could definitely be a franchise tag player. You know, I think he would be a good player to franchise tag him on. Cause I mean, he's proven that he's a decent safety. You know, but I think he never really gets to prove as much because like, what's the point? You could just throw it to the linebackers every single game. You'll be fine because they can't run and they can't tackle. I mean, Jamin Davis, decent. He's all right. Sometimes he makes dumb plays. I just sometimes it just makes you question it. Like, wait, how did you even make the league as a first rounder? You know, but other times it's like, man, okay, he's holding his own. So it's like, you know, can't really get too angry. Can't get too mad. But every other linebacker, they suck. They all suck. Except KJ Henry. I love KJ Henry. But everybody else, blech. Garbage. Hot garbage. Corners, Kendall Fuller, he's too old. St. Juice, celebratory merchant. The pass interference merchant. That's the way I've seen him. On no hating whatsoever. You know. Who else? Who's the other corner? I mean, we had Danny Johnson. He wasn't even that bad, and they released him, which didn't even make sense to me because it's like, what did he even do to get released? Like, there's so many bad players on this team, and he got released. My fault, y'all. That was nasty. I apologize. But what could I say, man? I mean, Tress Way. Ugh. Kind of sucks though, man. I mean, Tress Way has really been our best player for so long. It breaks my heart. I mean, him and McLaurin were going head to head, but I think this season This season, honestly, I'd give it to Brian Robinson. I mean, what did he do other than like one bad fumble in the end zone, which he didn't even lose it because McLaurin recovered it. Um, but yeah, man, I've been really high on Brian Robinson. I think the issue with him though is that he doesn't have patience. He just be running, but at the same time, like the O line doesn't even give him anybody time for anything. So it's like, on the one hand, why doesn't he have patience? And then you realize, oh, that's why he doesn't have patience. He's not allowed it. I mean, Le'Veon Bell, that's what he's thrived on so well in his career. I mean, we can talk trash about Le'Veon Bell and his like football takes or whatever, but look, dude was patient, and that's why he succeeded for a while. Um, um, yeah, I mean, he succeeded really, really well in the league. So hopefully, maybe if Brian Robinson learned to have more patience and with a better O line, like, bro, it really is crazy how much of a good O line you really need, bro. It's sad. Cause like this team, man. I mean, we didn't even have a bad O line back then. We were pretty good, even in 2018, 2019. Like even those bad years, like we were still like. We still had a good O line at least, but now that's gone. Like everybody's gone. I mean, Trent Williams. It's not like we didn't see that coming. That's not on Ron Rivera's fault. I mean, he left that season. That's not on Ron Rivera. But Brandon Sheriff, Morgan Moses, those two guys. We lost those guys. We lost a bunch of players. And we signed nobody that was really a game impactor, Nobody was really a game changer, especially this season. Nobody really changed it for us. I mean, Brian Robinson, maybe at times. McLaurin, at times. Dotson, sometimes. But Howell, I'd say Howell did well in the beginning, first half of the season. I really did think he... But, like, it's so crazy to believe that we started out 2-0 and only ended up with 2 more wins after that. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. That's kind of crazy to think about. Like, and the craziest part is, we didn't even have a 2-0 season to start the year since 2012. 11 years, we didn't even start the season 2-0. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. How can you not even start off 2-0? Are you kidding me? You're telling me the past 12 years you've been ending up in 0-2 or 1-1. Only one. I mean, you couldn't win 2 games in a row. This team is like the pure definition of inconsistency. It's ridiculous. They just can't. And this year it's been bad. Like they've always been inconsistent. Like they can't hold on to a demanding like winning record for a while. Like at most I've ever seen them being like good was being like 2 games ahead of 500, which we lost. We were 7-5 at one point, bro, and we lost that because this team does not know what to do. I mean, to be fair though, the tie that we got against the Giants, that was pretty goofy. No, that was the wrong Giants game. The next Giants game, that we got sold on that, bro. I mean, look, at the same time though, I did watch that game. Washington didn't even deserve that because that was so bad football. That was just terrible football. Like, we didn't even deserve to win that game. But we did get hoed. I'm not going to act like we didn't. We got hoed. We really did. What could we... because it was that same issue with what happened during the Lions game this season and what happened with the Chiefs game this season. But McLaurin, it was more of a blatantly obvious situation, and I think that's an issue that the NFL really needs to address because it's getting so confusing, especially with asking the ref. What do you think? Like, am I good? Am I good here? Am I lined up? You need to let the players know. Can the players ask them that? Can the refs respond to that? Why are no questions being answered by the NFL about this issue? I mean, this has been an issue the past 2 seasons. And like before, it used to be a normal thing. You're supposed to report, this and this, this and this. But like they're making it so difficult for these players. Like it's becoming like obviously like either rigged or just terrible reffing. So,